today we have people who are controlling virtually everything economically, geopolitically. Their agenda has been population manipulation, population control for millennia. They have held the secret knowledge, the ancient music, by which the pyramids were constructed based on the math.
So now we're searching for the magic frequency. And we start with 100 hertz, and we look through the microscope to see if anything's happening. We watch for 5 minutes. Nothing happens. We try hundreds and hundreds of frequencies, if not thousands, until we find the magic combination. Because we believed there just had to be a better way. There had to be a better way. And we think we may have found it. Now, many of us have seen this very charming young man on the internet who shatters crystal glasses with his powerful voice. But if you watch him carefully, you'll see that first he taps the glass with his finger and listens. The glass sings its natural resonant pitch. Then he takes a deep breath and sings a loud, long note. He induces a resonant vibration in the crystal glass. The vibration grows larger and larger and larger until the glass is shattered. And on the other, we have a small crystal glass shattered. So maybe we could shatter something even smaller, something really small, something you would need a microscope to see. Maybe we could shatter a living microorganism. So maybe we could change a biological living liquid crystal with a special electronic signal. But in order to do that, you would need some kind of device.
The great story of Dr. Royal Raymond Rife. With this microscope was able to, he discovered he could see living viruses, and he could see how they reacted to his research. What he discovered was that there was a frequency that could destroy these viruses, a lot like something like this. That's the same principle. He used different frequencies to devitalize or to break the membrane, just like a glass breaks when it's hit with these frequencies. He figured out that each one of these viruses had its own frequency, so he could tune it to destroy the virus. So anything that was that came from this virus could be destroyed.
So he conceived of the idea of putting the organisms into an oscillating electromagnetic field and causing them to oscillate, similar to the way a glass oscillates when it's hit with an appropriate audio tone. So he was looking for an electrical frequency that would cause the microorganism to shatter or to be devitalized in some sense. So what he first did was he tried the various wavelengths, such as light, ultraviolet, infrared. He tried them all. And finally, he came upon a range of frequencies, which is in the radio range, that caused the destruction of these microorganisms. And the frequencies are specific to each species.
So we search the U.S. patent database, and we find this invention by a physician, Dr. James Bear of Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's called a resonant frequency therapy device, and its purpose is to induce a resonant vibration in a living organism or cell. If I put in, say, 100 hertz, out will come 100 pulses per second. If I put in 200 hertz, we'll get 200 pulses. So now we're searching for the magic frequency. And we start with 100 hertz, and we look through the microscope to see if anything's happening. We watch for 5 minutes. Nothing happens. So we try 101 hertz. We look through the scope for 5 minutes, and nothing happens. So we try 102, 103, and so on. Over the course of 15 months, we try hundreds and hundreds of frequencies, if not thousands, until we find the magic combination. The answer is you have to have two input frequencies, one low, one high, and the higher frequency must be 11 times the lower. It's what we musicians would call the 11th harmonic. When we add the 11th harmonic, we begin to shatter microorganisms like a crystal glass.
He understood that the powers to be would maybe in the future, or even in his day, which it did turn out to be true, that they did try to suppress this. And so he left a trail of breadcrumbs for us to follow. He got some very powerful places.
I have the ability to help people escape reality, at least for the next week or so.
And people together to do his test trials, one of them being the University of Southern California.
I said, I want you to surround on this committee with a group of six of the biggest men you can think in the United States. I said, you're a politician enough, you can do that. Which he did. He got Fisher of New York, he got William Morris, he got George Johnson, Pasadena, and so on. Said, I want his name on every one of these cases we treated.
14 of the 16 patients were successfully treated in the first 70 days, and the remaining 2 were pronounced cured by Dr. James Couch after 3 more weeks treatment with Rife's beam ray. Dr. Couch describes his impressions.
When I was told about this Dr. Rife and how he had a machine out at the Scripps Institute, I went out to see about it and became very much interested in seeing the cases which he had. And the thing that brought me into it more quickly than anything was a man who had a cancer in the stomach. This was a man who staggered into a table just on the last end of cancer. He was a bag of bones. And as he lay on the bed, Dr. Rife, Dr. Belbank Johnson said, just feel that man's stomach, doctor. So I put my hand on his stomach, which was one solid, hard mass, about just what I could cover with my hand. And it was absolutely solid. And I thought, well, nothing can be done for that. However, they gave him a treatment of the right frequencies. And in the course of time, to my astonishment, he completely recovered.
These are the first videos taken. We showed these videos to our friends in the biology department. They said they hadn't seen anything quite like it. Seems to be a new phenomenon. These organisms are being shattered by our electronic signals. We now know that cancer is vulnerable between the frequencies of 100,000 hertz and 300,000 hertz. So now we attack leukemia cells. Leukemia cell number 1 tries to grow a copy of itself, but the new cell is shattered into dozens of fragments and scattered across the slide. Leukemia cell number 2 then hyperinflates and also dies. Leukemia cell number 3 then tries to make another cancer cell. The new cell is shattered and the original cell dies.
So when people want to tell you we don't have cures and stuff like that, or things haven't been, suppressed, this is the smoking gun. It's in their world. They can't hide something like this.
Not to mention that back when New Horizon, the oil spill, there was these 2 people, hippie-looking people, tell you the truth, and his wife was a doctor of biology or something like that. I don't remember. I don't really remember. You can go look it up. It's this married couple, and what they did is they took sound, and they made this device on this boat with these speakers, and they figured out the frequency, and they played that sound, and that sound literally within 4 hours. They got there, the whole place was covered in oil, birds and everything were covered in oil. They play this thing for 4 hours. They come back the next day. The whole place is clear. No more oil, no more birds, no more wildlife being destroyed. They did it with sound. And just like you can cure things and fix things and levitate things with vibrations, you can also destroy them. Hence, light and dark vibrations.